because we're stopping at Stadia. So we've been waiting for the proverbial shoe
Phil Harrison is a shoe.
to drop.
Is he not? Phil Harrison just, every time he shows up, it's like, oh, Phil.
So, Google Stadia. What is Stadia was our question a long time ago.
And Woolie, you answered it. It's a website.
It is, in fact, a website, yes. Now, there's two answers to that question.
Yeah.
What is Stadia? Apparently, it's also possibly a fucking ripoff and or failure.
It's gonna bomb. The person I retweeted was, this shit will bomb worse than the Ouya.
Alex, what is dead in the water?
It's dead right now. So there's two parts to this. And I don't know which part is funnier.
I'm going to go with the one that simply blows up everyone's expectations here, because the entire premise I've been like nervous about and talking about for the last little while has been the Netflix of video games being
Right.
too good of a proposition for most people to turn down because it's just too affordable, and the idea of lag doesn't matter when it's super affordable. I get a giant library and I can play it on my phone.
Well, think about it this way. Epic Store is the worst store ever, but it's cheaper, so even I buy games on it, right? How can you beat an affordable price?
Yeah, right. Low quality,
But low price.
but low price.
It's a winning combination.
I don't know why they would be cheaper.
Phil Harrison, Mr. Stadia man.
Oh,
When
boy.
asked, so how much are the games going to cost? How much cheaper are they going to be than regular ass $60
Well,
video
first
games?
things first. Stadia itself,
Yeah.
the website, will be... they're planning to have a $10 pro service, which is $10 a month, or a free limited to 1080p, I believe,
Yeah, sure.
service that'll roll out in 2020, I think they said, or something
Sure.
along those
yeah,
lines.
but for all intents and purposes, the first batch will be, but pay the $10 a month.
Right, so you're
play
now
your Stadia.
you're doing the Netflix, the Hulu.
So you buy your $150 box.
You get your controller.
You pay your $10 a month to be able to play the games, and then you buy those games at fucking full price, despite the fact that when
Oh, hold on. When you say box, what box?
there's a box you can buy, there will be a box you can buy.
I feel like you're buying a controller and a login.
There's a fucking box. They showed a box.
Okay, I feel like you're buying a controller and a login
But
as
pretty
you
mu-
install that app
pretty much
on your
Right.
phone and or TV and or
Right.
whatever the fuck. Right. So anyway,
There's no box.
No.
Oh, the box is a Chromecast Ultra.
well then whatever. That's just
So,
another
yeah,
app
you gotta-
device that Google
Right,
is
so you're
selling.
buying
You
a
can put it
control-
on whatever. The app
Right.
is everywhere.
Right.
Cool. Now you'll then be able to browse through many games that people have put up that you can play as long as you're a subscriber.
Yeah, have to be a subscriber.
And you will be able to play all of those games, correct?
Once you buy them at full price.
Well, hold on a minute. I bought the subscription service.
Yes.
Like a Netflix.
That allows you to use the Stadia everywhere.
So games will be like the Netflix, right?
Yes, once you buy them at full price.
But why am I about? But hold on.
Why would they cost any less?
What? Because I'm not buying them.
Yes, but you're getting the convenience of being able to play them on multiple things. Isn't that worth way more than being able to keep them once we turn the servers off in a year?
So I know digital, right? It was a scary.
Digital was
a little scary at
but
the
I
beginning.
feel confident in my purchase.
At the very least, the data is on the box that is on your computer, so that when you plug it out and plug it in on a desert island,
And-
it's in the box.
Yeah, and you know what? If the company fucking dissolves or whatever, there'll be a way for you to get it somehow.
But the files exist inside of your offline home.
They are there.
Yes. This is a ghost game.
This is
This is not real.
This-
You are purchasing the idea of a game
You know what
of this
this is?
service.
This is go down to the go-karts. This is go down to the go-kart track and pay your $20 to spend the day playing with go-kart, riding the go-karts around the track. And then you go to get in, and they're like, you got to buy that go-kart. And you're like, what? Yeah, you got to pay me $400 to ride this go-kart because you got to own the go-kart. You go, cool, do I get to take it home? He's like, no. He's like, oh. He's like, it has to stay here. You can come back anytime you want, but you have to pay the $20 to get in to ride the go-kart that you bought. And then the place shuts down because that business model sucks.
Yeah, so when your Phantom game goes on sale,
so that's number one. I think that's the bigger one. I think that's the extra hilarious one. But there's one that's almost as hilarious, hidden deep in either that interview or another one. When asked, hey, infrastructure in the United States and Canada, but let's just say the US for now, for internet is pretty fucking god-awful. Right? There were streaming Star Trek shit with Eli and Paige the other night. Nationwide outages were causing Picardo to go crazy. Right? The infrastructure's not good. Right? How do you think this is going to become viable for the average consumer in kind of bad internet land? Did you see what the answer to this question is?
No.
Well, ISPs are going to see that about the importance of streaming gaming, and they're going to upgrade their networks to accommodate it.
Oh, sick. The pressure
of Stadia
is
going to get Comcast to upgrade its lines.
Will move mountains.
Oh, yeah. Literally, in some cases.
That is awesome. I didn't catch that.
You know how I mock Microsoft's Redmond area because they're all culty and they're all about the tribe? I'm getting a real fucking tribe mentality off the Google people.
Now, here's the thing, though, right?
And this seems real
here's
culty.
Important to note specifically about the streaming service aspect of things. In all the confusion as to what the fuck is Stadia that we all had upon the reveal of that thing, there was eventually just an assumption that it was going to be a subscription service to access.
Because why would it be anything else?
There was no confirmation or announcement that it would be anything else, right? And when asked to elaborate on the point, Harrison said, not every developer and publisher is ready to move to a subscription model yet. And frankly, not every gamer is ready to move to subscription yet. So we wanted to give them a choice that they could engage in their games the way they wanted. In all cases, without the high upfront cost of buying a sophisticated device. So the entire purpose of Stadia, whatever you want.
So you don't have to spend $300 to buy a console.
Is to avoid the console. That's
the only thing.
That's the only thing.
Which is a net loss
trade
over 1 year.
Trade console box for lag.
Forever. But also
screens
and screens but also the game after the thing shuts down. Trade that too.
Well, yes, but again, the idea of the console at the time, which is comfort, but then there's the time, and hey, how many games have you purchased in your life?
Me?
Yes,
a lot.
Okay, how many of them have you beaten? A lot.
1/5.
Which leaves 4/5 that you haven't.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Cool. How would it feel to buy something that you never beat? Slash, have you booted every game you've bought?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, there's like a dozen or so that I haven't.
Okay, here's my point. I buy games that I haven't booted yet.
Yeah.
And I have a bunch of them.
You'll get them later.
So they're sitting uninstalled on my Steam list that I'll get to whenever.
Well, guess what, Woolie? Steam just ended 10 minutes ago.
Where'd my money go?
It went into your ass.
Thanks, Phil.
I had a pre-order at the fucking Game Buzz across from the Best Buy for Deadly Premonition on the PS3. And I went to pick it up, and the store no longer existed.
Yeah.
That's the Stadia.
Yeah. Now, and here's the important part, right? Is in a lot of cases, like there's when things like this come up, it's on, let's say, a hardware developer to be like, no, we'll continue to support this shit as long as possible. We will literally keep our servers up and whatnot. If you want to get your Minecraft story mode, it's gonna be fucking weird, but you're gonna get it so that we have to relist it for $100, but hey, anyone who owns it can
whatever,
download it.
right, yeah.
We'll figure it out. The reason why we are not getting the service here is because these are all because basically for the developers, they want things need to stay as similar to the way they are as possible.
Yeah.
So they're not ready for this rollout model yet, even though PS Plus and Xbox Gold games with gold is a thing.
Sony and Microsoft have clout.
Anyway, regardless,
Yeah.
a lot of the time, what stays up is not going to depend on Google. It will depend on the developer and their desire to keep the game up, period.
Right.
Or perhaps it could, and sometimes it's not even about the dev going out of business. Sometimes it's just, no Deadpool anymore. We don't want to sell that game.
Yeah.
There it goes.
But when you talk about Sony, Microsoft, Steam, Epic, Origin, Uplay, Google, one of these things just doesn't belong, and that is the list of canceled Google projects. Is
so that's
infinite.
Yeah, I want to say there was a website that was like killed by Google or something like that.
There are like 30 things, many of which didn't even go for a year before getting canceled.
Yeah.
Hardware devices that just stop getting updates within the year of their release.
Now, to be fair, it seems like Google is a company that's willing to greenlit some crazy shit to begin with.
Apparently, you get a bonus if you start a project that gets off the ground, but you don't get docked if it fails.
So it seems like they greenlit all kinds of wild, crazy ideas because they're that kind of campus.
Because maybe it'll be the next big thing.
Right? So that premise is understood. It's not quite the EA purchase and kill.
Sure.
But, putting these phantom game purchases in the hands of, publishers and devs that might literally just yank them and they might not exist anymore for you is an insane proposition.
I think the best way you can sum up the problem with Stadia and the future is to ask Phil Harrison when Stadia will release for Google Glass.
Sure.
And if he goes, well, never, because Google Glass is discontinued, and you go, oh, and that's it.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if Stadia did not last 365 days.
You know how worried people get about archiving things because they go away forever?
Yeah. Well, look at this shit.
Right? Could you imagine that a game getting delisted means the fucking mob comes to your house and breaks your shit and cracks it open?
It takes
breaks
the game
all
away
your
from
discs
you and breaks the system
and deletes all
and
fucking flushes all of your your shit to the recycling bin.
Yeah.
Watches it get erased and then they leave. Like, you never owned it to begin with. It's not real.
That didn't happen. And then they Men in Black your memories of the game.
Yeah, man.
This is a joke.
This
is a joke.
Wildly goofy. That is wild. Like, it was already super duper dubious in the form of the Netflix version of things.
Yeah, but hey, it's cheap.
And the money was going to make everybody go in because you just, come on.
Or at least give it a try. I was going to give it a try.
$10 a month, rent as much as you want, play what you want, do your thing. Sure. And you know what? There might have even been tiers where it's like, these games are in this tier.
Yeah,
and if you want to get
whatever.
those games, I don't know, because like the Crunchyroll model, right? You know, where it's like the idea that like the money is going to the game makers because Google is effectively purchasing copies.
Oh Christ! You want to talk about fucking the Crunchyroll model? You want to talk about how the continued exodus from Netflix is turning fucking streaming into the reason why everyone left TV to go to streaming.
Yep.
And how everyone's gonna leave streaming, and the average consumer will go, why would I pay 18 different subs instead of just going to this lending link?
Yep. Ease of use for the consumer is in fact the source of why people go, why can't we do this ourselves and get paid for it? So pull The Office off of Netflix, NBC, put it on your own service, pull My Hero Academia off of Crunchyroll, Funimation, put it on your own service, force people to go to other places that they don't really want to,
Or people can
and
go
sign
to
up
one
for services they don't feel like
they
signing
can go
up
to
for.
one place.
Or they can just do that.
Gabe Newell's an asshole, but he was right that piracy is a fucking service problem. People just want to watch your goddamn show. That's it. They're willing to pay for it. They totally are. Just let them go somewhere and fucking pay for it. That's it. Like,
Yep. You're turning streaming into old TV. You're literally turning the fix into the problem again.
Woolie, you know me. I like Star Trek. I don't even know what I don't even know what STD, which is the actual fucking acronym
Star
of that
Trek
show.
Discovery.
I don't even know what it looks like because it's trapped on that fucking Viacom. That's the only fucking thing on that whole streaming service. You know that? This terrible Star Trek show.
Yeah.
But Star Trek will get people on ours.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break.
Hey, man, we know firsthand. Come to our website. Watch this LP. What do you mean you don't want to do that? Oh, you really don't want to do that? All right. Yeah. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Just leave it alone.
Put it on the thing that everyone uses, and then. But hey, Woolie, hey. We're gonna be the next Steam Flicks. No, you're not. You're just not. And the best part is Netflix doesn't even make that much money. It's the same thing with Amazon. You know, they have a loss, right? But money keeps going in because they're the completely dominant one in the field. Yeah, and you could make money later.
Yeah, no, anything, this is what we learned. Anything that is the size of Facebook, Twitter, Netflix, etc., where it is the one platform for the one service that it's offering.
It loses money. Who cares?
It does not make money. It is simply worth it to keep a hold on this entire market.
Yeah, because you're keeping other people from making money.
It's just like the denial space is worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
if you make $0, but you're keeping your competitor from making $1 million that they could then invest to take money from you, it's worth it.
I mean, even Amazon is in. Like,
Amazon doesn't make a fucking dime.
It's crazy. Any of these like they run the show situations.
But investors keep pouring money into it because it's going to be a fucking shipping monopoly. So why the fuck wouldn't you put money into it?
Yeah. Anyway, I literally, like, I've in one breath went from being worried about Stadia as a replacement to being like I burped and it's gone.
Here's the thing, right?
It's a breath out of my...
Last week, like, your worries, like, I was like, I'm not too worried about it, but like I was engaging with the thoughts you were having. I wasn't engaging with my like naysaying, imagining shit like this, right? But like your fears were founded. Those were legitimate concerns in the context we were discussing.
The cost proposition was too strong.
It's a legitimate thing. We didn't need to have that conversation last week. It's stupid now, in hindsight. People are going to listen to that podcast in a couple years and be like, oh my god, I can't... The Stadia. Yeah. What is that even?
Remember when Google bought companies for the Amazon Fire to develop games?
Yes. That was not that long ago.
That's where Iron Galaxy went.
Where are they at now?
Not developing for the Fire.
I'll be real, I don't know what the Amazon Fire is. I don't think I ever knew. What is it?
I think it's just it's an app box.
Okay, like a Roku?
Yeah, I think it's an app box.
I think you meant Double Helix.
Excuse me, Double Helix. Iron Galaxy stepped in afterwards.
Yeah.
That's correct. Double Helix went there. Yep. Okay. Well, anyway, that's that.
I don't know. That's kind of upsetting, but that's also kind of a relief.
Yes.
No threat from this.
Yes. Absolutely.